Hey, good morning, everybody. Father Ganella here with your daily reflection today. Today we're going to be reflecting on the characters of Barabbas and the two thieves next to Jesus on the cross. And for this, I'm going to be using this great book that we've been using for all of the reflections lately. I don't know if the other priests have showed you this, but this is the book we're using from Bishop Sheen. And it's really great to reflect on these different characters and to see some of the themes that come out of these reflections. And today, when I talk about these thieves and these criminals, what I really want to reflect on is the idea of freedom and how we can be free in our lives, truly free, I mean. And Bishop Sheen starts out this chapter with an interesting question. He says, when is a person free? When he is without law or restraints, or when he attains the purpose for which he is made? And this is really at the heart of the question, what is true freedom? Is true freedom being free from any type of outside restraints, just being able to do whatever you want, whenever you want to do it? Or is it something more than that? And of course, I would suggest to you that it's something more. Freedom doesn't mean being able to do whatever you want, whenever you want. Freedom is actually being able to do what's good for you and what you're made for, fulfilling the end that you're made for. And this is what we see in this story. We have the four characters of Jesus, the good thief, the bad thief, and Barabbas. And I think two of them are ones who experience real freedom, while two of them experience only a parody of freedom. So Jesus, of course, and the good thief are the ones who are truly free, even as they're on the crosses, even as they're suffering, even as they're about to die. They can do that with real freedom because they understand that it's God's will for them. And this is the heart of the matter, that when we're doing what we're made for, when we're doing God's will, that's where true freedom is found. Barabbas is the one who looks like he's free from punishment, he got out. He didn't have to receive his punishment, and it seems like that's real freedom, but it's actually not. And of course, the bad thief hanging next to Jesus is definitely not experiencing freedom. He's the one experiencing fear and anguish, even as he's up there on the cross. But Jesus and the good thief are the ones that are able to say, yes, Father, I trust in you. Into your hands I commend my spirit. And in that moment, they're doing what they were made for. They're accomplishing the mission for which they were sent. And that, brothers and sisters, is real freedom. And so I just want to give you this example from the life of a priest. Priests make certain promises at their ordination. We promise to be celibate. We promise to pray the liturgy of the hours every day, and so on. One of the promises that we make at our ordination is that we promise respect and obedience to our bishop and to his successors. And this promise of obedience is a big thing, We're basically saying, yes, Bishop, I'll do whatever you tell me to do, whether I want to do it or not. And that's a big thing. But brothers and sisters, obedience is where real freedom comes from. And so even though obedience isn't easy all the time, it's a place where we can find true peace, where we can find true freedom. It's in that surrender of our will to the will of the bishop, because honestly, the will of the bishop for us is God's will. I mean that 100%. If the bishop tells me to do something, or if he tells me to go to a different parish or whatever it might be, I can be 100% sure that that is God's will for me. And then I can take that thing, whatever the bishop has commanded me to do, and I can do it with real freedom because I know for sure that that's what God is asking of me. And that's a beautiful thing. To be able to live in obedience is the place where we find freedom. And so even in this time when we carry big crosses, even in these moments where we can't get to Mass, we can't necessarily come to church very much, we're not receiving the sacraments very much, those are big crosses, but we can trust in the will of the bishop on these things. We can trust that he has given us a dispensation from the need to attend Mass, and that's okay. We can trust in his will that he's doing what's best for us. We can trust in the things that he's asking us to do, and we can be totally sure Not 99%, not 99.99%, 100% sure that this is God's will for us. And if we're simply open to the good that the Father wants to bring out of the cross, then we're going to be like Jesus, and we're going to be truly free. So, brothers and sisters, let's just keep doing our best to surrender to the Father's will for us, even though it's difficult sometimes. Hey, it was difficult for Jesus too, as he carried the cross and he was there, but he did it with real freedom, and he did it knowing that it was the Father's will for him. And because of that, great good, the greatest good, in fact, came out of that, the salvation of the world. All right, so let's continue to do our best to carry our crosses, to live in freedom, even in the difficult moments, and trust that when we're doing what we're made for, when we're doing what God made us to do, that's when we'll find true fulfillment. That's when we'll find true peace. All right, so hang in there, keep up the good work, and keep doing your best to carry your cross with Jesus Christ each and every day. God bless, brothers and sisters.